Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how you can mod your Logitech wheel into a Formula style wheel. And the tools we need for this, well, there isn't that many. All you need is a regular Phillips head screwdriver and this 3mm, I believe, Allen key. Literally everything you need, and a pair of hands. That's it. Now, you may think the first step is to remove these 6 quite clearly visible bolts, but that's the second step. The first step, well, the first half step, I guess. This is the third step. That's the first step. Unscrew this thing here, which undoes the clamp at the bottom. This will allow you to just take it off the desk and flip it on its head like this. And then you see the back of it. Now make sure to turn it, let's say, to the left, so this flat side is facing where these 2 screws are. There are 4 of these screws, and you need to undo these 2 and these 2. So there's one next to the power shifter and one here. And make sure to turn this, or else the screwdriver may not be able to reach it. By the way, make sure not to lose any of these screws, because I've lost tons of them and had to replace them with random ones. Still got them. So I've just undone these ones, now I need to undo these 2. Once you've unscrewed them, this one won't come out, but it will come out in a minute once I tip it over. And there you go. So you need to turn it back to the front side. You don't have to stand back onto the desk, it should stay right as it is. And then use your Allen key to remove all 6 of these bolts, which should leave you with this. And you can simply take this cover off, which reveals some of this. And then the next step, you have to be pretty careful. As you can see, you can now remove this, but don't move it too quickly, because behind here there is this white cable. As you can see, the white connector. You need to carefully undo it by pulling on the side tabs. So it's very hard to explain, but just basically pull this white part out of the white part in the circuit board. I'll show you after. There we go, there's the connector, and I've removed it from this bit here. Very, very carefully. And then you can just put this entire base to one side. You'll not be needing to do any more adjustments. Especially don't do anything with this, because screwing that back in is very, very difficult. It just takes a lot of strength. At least for my wheel, I don't know about anyone else's. Anyway, the next step is to remove these, I think, 8 screws here. Only these ones, the pretty clearly seen ones, including these 2 here. And that will remove the circuit board from this part of the wheel. Now, even though the circuit board for the G920 and G29, they are quite a bit different, it's still the same process. You remove the screws, there won't be any down here. Just remove all of these types of screws, they'll be pretty visible. Then you simply, starts with one hand, take it out. There we go. Hopefully a lot smoother than I did it. And that will reveal this board here. Now, all you need to do is unscrew these 2 pretty strong screws. And then you can take this board off it. Now, again, the G29 is a bit different. And I know there's a screen attached to this, but it is basically the same sort of concept. I just have a G920, so it is a tiny bit more different. Alright, before you do anything else, make sure you remove these 4 screws as well. They're pretty hard to see, but it's what connects it to the buttons. The menu button, the right stick button, etc. Once all of them have been removed, you can simply take this off. This has all the buttons and stuff. And yeah, make sure not to use any of the buttons on there, so just keep it like that for now. There you go. You can just remove this wheel and don't need to do anything else with it for now. Just leave it somewhere, wherever you want to use it. And make sure not to use any of these screws, like I almost did. Now, these screws, which I used to connect this to the steering wheel, you will not be needing these anymore. They're actually not even necessary to the actual thing. So it's quite a large modification. And then what we want to do is just get this bit again and reattach the circuit board. Just like so. And you also won't need these pieces either, because they won't fit, so just leave them out for now as well. And then simply screw it back in with the same screws you screwed in. Once you've done that, you can literally just do the same thing again, just without the wheel. You can reattach it onto here, making sure to connect this white connector here to the actual board. Once you've put it back on there, obviously it won't properly stay. And this is where you put the screws. So there's these 2 screws. Don't flip over, because that will fall out. You can just screw it in like this, and just screw these black screws back in. Once you've attached this board and everything to it, make sure it's nice and secure. This bottom bit, it will move, just doesn't move. Make much of a difference. you can, this is like a permanent upgrade now. You don't have to do any of this again, unless you want these buttons, obviously. But I found that even, because I switched between those wheels, even if I use that wheel, I didn't even need the buttons. These, I can still press both of these quite easily. So, yeah, you're welcome. Now you can switch between wheels easily. All you need to do is just align these holes with these holes, and just simply screw it in with the Allen keys, heads, screws. Now, one important thing you want to keep in mind is, do the buttons still work? Make sure all the buttons still work. That's how I like to test it. Now, this wheel that I got did come with buttons, but I'm going to put them in a bit. And there we go. The mod is now completely complete. Just to make sure these buttons work. And yeah, nice. And if you want to interchange between these wheels like I do, all you have to do is grab the old wheel. Make sure you still have this piece here. All you have to do is unscrew these 6 screws again and simply reattach it. Way easier, right? And this is why it's such a good adjustment to make your wheel. Now you can add a ton of wheels, a ton of modifications. If you decide to put like a real life car wheel on here, which you can buy, you might need an adapter for it, so just be prepared. But this wheel I didn't need an adapter at all, so yeah. Anyway, hope this helped, because it's a tiny bit of a complicated process, but yeah, managed to figure it out. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.